can you make your art real when your tools try to keep it inside you? This is Love Your Work, and I'm David Cadavy. I'm here to help you cut out the noise to focus. It's easier than ever for creators to get their work noticed, but it's harder than ever to actually get that work done. Think about it this way. You're writing a novel, you use Twitter and Facebook and write on your blog, and your work gets noticed. But you have to put all those distractions aside and get to writing. If you don't, your novel will never become real. In this week's episode, I'll show you how to pick the right creative tool for the right creative thinking. Do your best work without letting distractions knock you off track. Speaking of distractions, do you get much work done when you're interrupted? I know I'll lose a whole day of creative productivity if I do. One of the biggest interruptions is when you need to ship something and you have to make a trip to the post office and stand in line. And that's why there's SendPro from Pitney Bowes. With SendPro, you can compare prices from different carriers and buy postage straight from your browser. No special equipment required, no special software required. SendPro has 3 times the features of Stamps.com for 1/3 the price. Visit pb.com/loveyourwork and try it free for 90 days. That's PB as in peanut butter or Pitney Bowes, pb.com/loveyourwork. And clothes can be such a distraction too. I want something simple that I can wear for anything so I don't have to think about it. I picked up a shirt from Pistol Lake back when they did their Kickstarter, and I love it so much I invited them to sponsor the show. They spent 2 years just engineering the yarn for this shirt. It's made from a soft, stretchable, wrinkle-free, and stink-free blend of recycled bottles and eucalyptus tree pulp. They're entirely made in the USA. Go to pistollake.com/loveyourwork now and pick up their minimalist shirt. They're giving Love Your Work listeners 10% off with the promo code LOVEYOURWORK. Wear it for 100 days. If you don't love it, they'll refund it. No questions asked. They'll even cover return shipping. That's pistollake.com/loveyourwork. Use the code LOVEYOURWORK. And we're approaching our 100th episode, and I've been reflecting on all that I've learned the past couple of years. I love to hear what you've learned as well. I sat down with a listener at a cafe in Medellin the other day. Gustav told me that My Top Rejections, episode 62, had the biggest impact on him. It helped him break through a creative block in a group project at design school.
I was walking home from school one day, and I was totally frustrated because we had a brief we would solve with the client, but it was like we were completely stuck, the whole group. We were 8 people. Everybody wanted different opinions and wanted to take the project to a different way, or solve the brief in a different way. And I listened to that podcast, and it was kind of like failing as a part of the process. And I really like that. Also that like concreteness, not just fail, but also like listing up like the failures.
Gustav said that episode encouraged him and his group to go with ideas, knowing they might fail as part of the learning process instead of being paralyzed by perfectionism. What's your favorite moment of Love Your Work? Email me at david@cadavy.net. And have you been enjoying Love Your Work? Would you like for me to continue making this show? I'm making Love Your Work to put out a message about what I believe in, a healthy, balanced, thoughtful, and nourishing approach to success. If you believe in that too, vote with your dollars and join Love Your Work Elite. You'll help me keep making Love Your Work, and you'll get lots of perks in the process. Just go to lywelite.com. That's lywelite.com. Choose your weapon carefully. With the right tool, you make your masterpiece without distractions. One of the biggest barriers standing in the way of your masterpiece is distractions. If distractions overcome you, the images that dance in your head will never become real. But the same tool you use to make your art might keep you from finishing it. If you choose your tool carefully, you can make your ideas real while not letting distractions overcome you. The nebulous to concrete continuum of your idea. The clearer your vision and the sharper your skills, the less likely distractions can knock you off track. Ideas that you have lie upon the nebulous to concrete continuum. Your idea's position on this continuum depends upon 1. How clearly you can envision the idea, and 2. How skilled you are at making it real. With a nebulous idea, you don't know what it is, and you don't know how to make it real. Maybe you just feel a faint brain itch that needs to be scratched, or maybe you can see the idea clearly, but you don't have the skills. Like if you want to build an app and you've never programmed a line of code nor designed a UX flow. If you have a concrete idea, you have a perfect vision of what you want to create. You can navigate the chapter outline of your book in your head. You can extemporaneously talk about the ideas in each chapter. You can also envision the steps it takes to make it real. You have the skills, and you've done it before. The high distraction to low distraction continuum of your tool. The tools that can generate your art the fastest happen to also be the most distracting tools. You can write, edit, and storyboard your novel with great speed on your computer. But you're also 2 finger flicks away from all of the Wikipedia entries and cat videos ever made. With low distraction tools, you have to move more slowly. There's no chance of scanning Facebook on your Moleskine notebook. But you can't upload it to be sold on Kindle. Maintaining a grip on the visions in your head. Making your masterpiece is like scaling a cliff face. If you have a solid grip, you can pull yourself up. If you have a weak grip, the circling vultures of distraction will send you tumbling down. If your idea is still nebulous, you should use a low distraction tool. If your idea is concrete, you can get away with a high distraction tool. Here are some tools arranged from low distraction to high distraction, and incidentally, nebulous to concrete. Here are some low distraction tools for nebulous ideas. There's the whiteboard, there's the notebook, and there's the portable word processor. Whiteboards. Whiteboards are especially low distraction because they can take up your entire field of vision. You can use larger movements of your body to write on a whiteboard. Because whiteboards use most of your vision and most of your body, they consume more of your mind. You can quickly go from drawing to writing and back. You can use the large space of a whiteboard to arrange the pieces of your idea the same way they're arranged in your mind. Use whiteboards for your most nebulous and high-level thinking. Make the connections in your brain before you move to a tool with more immediately useful output. Notebooks. A paper notebook, such as a Moleskine, is not quite as low distraction as a whiteboard because it's smaller, but it still allows for a fluid transition between drawing and writing. Notebooks are more easily portable, so you can take them to inspiring locations such as parks and cafes, or you can simply carry them with you wherever you go. Portable word processors. A portable word processor, such as the AlphaSmart Neo, has nearly all of the writing power of a computer, but since it has no internet capability, it has none of the distracting potential. The small screen makes editing cumbersome, which can actually ease perfectionism and keep you writing when you're in a draft phase. Portable word processors work best for fast output of nebulous ideas, but many authors write entire books on them, using a USB cable to transfer their writing to a computer. Now here are some high distraction tools for more concrete ideas. There's the tablet, the mobile phone, and the computer. Tablets. Tablet computers, such as the iPad, are powerful creative tools. The cumbersome typing capability causes you to think more slowly, or you can dictate writing using Siri. Either way, you're less likely to get caught up in spelling and grammar too early in a writing process. A stylus, such as pencil, gives you even more expressive capabilities than a paper notebook. Tablets can expose you to messaging, social media, and the internet. But because there is no toolbar and app switching is cumbersome, tablets are lower distraction than a computer, especially if you turn off notifications. Now, mobile phones. Mobile phones, such as the iPhone, have most of the same capability as a tablet, but they're smaller than tablets, so they take up less of your field of vision. Since most people use them as their main communication device, they tend to have more distraction opportunities. Now, computers. You can churn out final products with great speed with a computer, whether you're typing a novel, designing a graphic wrap for a tour bus, or 3D modeling a portable water purifier. But the distraction opportunities on a computer are massive. Since there's a nimble connection between your hands and what the computer does, you can easily find yourself waking up from a 3-hour-long internet-induced coma. Note that all high distraction tools, because they are so versatile, can be modified to be less distracting. You can turn off notifications, you can use airplane mode, or you can use software that limits their capabilities. You can even customize a device for distraction-free work while having a separate device for leisure. On my podcast, behavioral scientist Dan Ariely said he's even tried having two computers, one for work, one for personal. By being aware of how strong of a grip you have on your idea and choosing the right tool for the right stage of making it real, you can cut through distractions and make your masterpiece. I hope that article helps you do your best work. Next time you're creating, ask yourself, are the visions in your head nebulous or concrete? What's the right tool to explore those visions without getting distracted? Writing a book is one of the biggest fights against distraction a person can have. Listen to David Allen, author of Getting Things Done, on episode 85, the one right before this one. He talks about how he managed technology to get things done while writing Getting Things Done.
But again, that's the magnificence of the digital, word processors. It's like they let you have ideas later on to figure out where they go. So you're sitting down and just giving myself the freedom to just write an idea out and then, do double, click, 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 and then another idea, write it out, click, 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 click. Editing is really the art of writing, so you write the crappy first draft and then come back and then look at what you've done and then see what shows up there from a higher altitude.
Again, David is on episode 85. Or listen to Joanna Wiebe on episode 65. Joanna started Copy Hackers and created a new tool called AirStory that's built for how writing actually gets done.
So all of the material that we create in business is really little pieces stacking up to make bigger pieces. But when you go to put together any sort of document, you're always facing this like blank white page, right? You open up Google Docs or you open up Word and it's this white sheet of paper that's like, I dare you, right? Like, come on, come fill me in. Let's see what you can do. And you're like, I don't know how to fill the page.
Again, Joanna is on episode 65. I work hard to help you crack the code on fulfilling work. If Love Your Work is helping you, there are some ways you can help support the show and make it even better. One is to subscribe. This is especially effective on Apple Podcasts or iTunes because it boosts rankings and helps others find the show. I know many of you listen on Overcast because you're the early adopter types. So even if you don't listen on Apple Podcasts or iTunes, please subscribe there anyway. Subscribe in your iPhone, your iPad, your Apple TV, your computer. The more devices, the better. It really helps. Apple Podcast ratings help too. Just go to cadavy.net/Apple, click on Write a Review, and click on the star rating. You don't even have to write a review. It just takes a couple of seconds. You can also join Love Your Work Elite. You'll get access to episodes before everyone else. You could even get ad-free interviews weeks in advance, and you can get your name or business mentioned in the credits of the show. For details, go to lywelite.com. That's lywelite.com. Love Your Work is brought to you in part by top Love Your Work Elite members such as Arif Akhtar. This has been Love Your Work, and I'm David Cadavy. The theme music for the show is More Streets, performed by Spiderflower. Love Your Work is a production of Cadavy, Inc.